found the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer. With boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners, wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection, and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era TT Radio. NETT Radio.
Let the people in the world today don't realize that worries don't pay. Resting the worries upon your shoulder, only bringing you older and older. These wicked things that people just do, you don't realize you have worries too. Tell them to never, don't mind how things looking hard. I said to tell them never ever worry. Don't mind how you're suffering bad. Never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. Always consider somebody suffering more than you. Or your problem would seem bigger and bigger, and you'll be living a life of torture. She told me as a matter of fact to fling all my troubles behind my back. Keep in touch with the Almighty for guidance, love and serenity. She said to never ever worry, don't mind how things looking hard. My granny told me never ever worry, don't mind how you're suffering bad. Granny tell me never ever worry. What I'm suffering more than you. This one happened a few weeks ago, which bad. Quiet down in Togo, a fella wanted to commit suicide. You know he ran quite down by the bayside. Only a fig the man had to eat. He eat the fig and threw the fig skin in the street. From the time that the fig skin fall by his feet, the fella snatched it up and started to eat. And he told him, never ever worry. You feel that thing's really hard. The fella tell him, never ever worry. You feel that you're suffering bad. Yes, he told him, never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. Presently you could see somebody suffering more than you.
Wake up, rise up. It's the NETT Radio Breakfast Show. Bringing you the energy, music, and vibes to start your day right.
Okay, everybody, good morning to you, wherever you may be, Trinidad and Tobago, neighbors in the Caribbean, good day to you. Friends and family who are streaming all around the globe, a very special good midweek Wednesday morning to you, and thank you very much for being here on New Era TT Radio. It is the heartbeat of the Caribbean. We are going to take you above and beyond. Never ever worry. Somebody's always having it a little more difficult than you are. So be thankful for wherever you are. And for that, I want to say much thanks to the Heavenly Father for bringing us together for another day. All that we do, dear God, let it be a blessing on to you, Sir Charles. That's me, yes. And happy am I to be in your company in this God blessed day. As we welcome everybody to our Get Up and Go. Good to have you here on The Breakfast Show.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line, let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Oh, good vibes rolling through the air. The Breakfast Show, energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
Well, good morning, and of course today is Hump Day, and Sir Charles missed that video. But
well, it's kind of early, you're kind of rushing him,
we usually started at the beginning.
Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Well, I knew he played it early yesterday.
That is probably why.
He probably thought it's played for the week already.
Yes. Thank you so much, Richard.
That's what I was going on.
Maybe he went over his hump yesterday, and we now going over ours today.
Who knows?
Different time zones.
Who knows? Anyway, good morning to our listeners and our viewers wherever you are across the planet. And of course, I always say some of you, it might be good night, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. You know, a good day to you. And welcome to The Breakfast Show, coming to you live out of Trinidad and Tobago and broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, and on Gael Caribbean in Trinidad and Tobago and up the Caribbean, well, the English-speaking Caribbean, that is, I believe.
Gael also, I think Captain Ron gets it wherever he is, you know.
In the United States?
Yeah.
Yeah, Long Islander in Michael out in Long Island gets it.
Yeah, he watches TV out there.
Okay, I don't know. They got Gael Caribbean in North
Well,
America.
I think it's Gael he say he gets.
You're not answering my question specifically.
No, I'm sure.
You're kind of doing like a politician and answering me in a kind of roundabout way.
Because I know Captain Ron will correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm saying he says he watches it on the TV, so he wanted to know how to chat. I say, well, you have to go on YouTube to chat.
But you know, you could broadcast your YouTube on your television.
Well, yeah, I know you can do that.
But to chat, you would have to go to your mobile device or your tablet.
Right. Okay, point taken. But no, I think he says he watches the television channel.
Yeah. People in the US and other spaces, you will let us know if you get Gael in your area. On your TV.
On your TV, yeah. Yeah. That'll be interesting to find out, yes. You're absolutely right. You know, and so folks happy now. Good morning.
Good morning to my co-hosts Wendell and Sir Charles. Good morning to you guys.
Good morning.
I missed the phone call this morning. Well, I was busy trying to download a video and then I accidentally shut down my entire computer and I had to reboot it, and I was like, oh good Lord, I can't answer that phone call now.
You know, Cyber Monday just went, right? You know, you could have gotten a lot of stuff this week here on some really ridiculous prices, right?
What?
For anything you needed. A new device, for instance, a new microphone.
No, my microphone is so I find you should invest in a microphone.
No, I have an external camera with a microphone. That's what I
everybody does. Most cameras would have a microphone embedded in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm
mine is high. Mine is top class, man. Mine is top of the line. At least according to me.
Listen, Richard would say like by whose standards?
Well, by my standard, naturally.
Well, yes.
I know. I have my IT person who assists me by his standard too. Morning, Roland. It's a Logitech I have.
Roland is not your barber?
Huh? Roland is my barber, but my IT person too. And he's studying law right now, so he's gonna be my lawyer too.
He's a real multitasker.
Yeah, he is. And he making porn, not pony, I mean no porn.
Watch it here while I fix your laptop. Is that his logo for sure?
Yeah. He's making pastel and thing too, and infused puncher creme and thing. You know?
So he's a kind of part-time chef too.
Kinda, but his pastels are, well, I don't want to say it on national radio, but you could try it. I tried it once. I have a bias with pastels, of course. You know, when my sister passed away, she was the ultimate pastel maker. And when she passed away, I only ate pastels when she was alive and she made it. And when she died, I stopped eating pastels. You understand? So I have a bias against pastels. Maybe his pastels are good. Harper can tell you, or the other Stephen. One of them can tell you, but I can't tell you. I can't judge pastels.
What is infused puncher creme? What is that?
What do you think it is?
No, well, that's why I'm trying to find out.
You know, like how they have infused snow cones on it?
I thought all puncher creme there's non-alcoholic puncher creme. Is that what you're saying?
Non-alcohol? No. Infused with
but I'm saying generally, I know all puncher creme has alcohol in it.
Yeah, so
well, this is
when it's infused, is the amount of alcohol or is alcohol and something else?
No. It's alcohol. Alcohol is punching, right?
Right.
But it's infused with, I think must be cannabis.
Oh, that kind of thing.
That kind of infusion I'm talking about.
Oh, that kind of.
I can say that now because there are legal amounts of cannabis you can use.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I couldn't say that before.
I wanna get high.
Remember when we used to have to play tunes with marijuana and you had to beep out the marijuana word? Remember that?
No.
Ridiculous, huh?
That used to happen. That was before
Yes,
my
I can't remember that.
Right,
I can't remember that at
our radio
all.
station. Right on our radio station.
I cannot remember that, Wendell. I'm sorry, I cannot remember ever having.
Yes.
Ever having it.
No, I can't remember that either. You know, playing
To
but
beep
I know
out the word marijuana thing?
No, I really can't. But I went out it, but I can't recall. You know,
And maybe some DJs did it because I remember DJs doing that and beeping out the word.
Now, there probably may have been when maybe our 94 might have been
Maybe it was a boom thing, but it wasn't a Power 102 thing. Maybe it was a boom thing.
Marijuana was illegal, not so at one point in time. Any amount of marijuana, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the tunes, I mean, I certainly used to hear some DJs beeping it out when they play the tunes.
all right.
I don't
Okay.
Singing the word marijuana was never illegal, you know. And
I know what I'm saying, you know, Richard, and I'm sure some people could beat me out on it. That some DJs.
there is nobody that can bear you out on it, Randall.
Let me check the chat. Hold on.
There is nobody in the comment section that is going to say
The
yes.
chat
They used
is
to beep out the
always
word
reliable.
marijuana.
The chat is always reliable.
Nobody in the chat is going to say they used to beep out the word marijuana.
David Wares is going to bear me out on that. But they used to beep out.
He's dragging David West into his back.
Yes.
Man, just so.
Because he doesn't know everything.
I thought I was Mr. Patrick.
Mr. Patrick, a little bit probably no.
I thought I was Mr. Patrick. But anyway, okay.
Mr. Patrick could be David Ware's grandfather, you know, and David Ware's old.
Ah, Lord have mercy. David West, he out for you today, yes?
Listen, Mr. Patrick.
Anyway, let's get into our good news for this morning. All right, guys? This is our good news.
You see, somebody has confirmed. Ian Stewart had said, I can, Richard. They used to beep the word out. They used to beep the word out.
I don't know that at all. I've never heard any song saying, you know, smoke here and come and buy me, smoke here. I never hear anything like that.
Yes.
Not that there's a song like that, but I just enjoyed it as a reference.
When ask Shane, DJ Shane, Ultimate DJ Shane, ask him.
You want me to call him now?
Yes.
And ask him.
Ask him.
So forget the good news and go on ask Shane.
No, we have good news now. Call Shane.
Okay, thank you. Good news.
This way, going to take you into the entrance of Promise Haven. So Promise Haven is a home for the aged. Yes, I will. I will. I promise. Our hospice is geared up to be open over the next 2 weeks, and it's designed to admit adult cancer patients who have a prognosis of 6 months or less. It is a free facility to anyone that needs it. About 5 years ago, 5 phenomenal and very powerful women decided to get together and create a project that would be directed at what we thought were the underserved populations in this country. One would be pediatric cancer, one would be adult cancer, and one would be the elderly.
Have them?
You know, a lot of boards are fairly aloof, they're a little detached, they have monthly meetings and make sure that all the stakeholders are pleased. That's not how we operate at all. We are very present, we come to staff meetings, we make sure in a very physical way that things are running the way that they're meant to be, and we want to know that every time we come up here, we see it happening the way it's designed to happen.
Nansa Foundation have been incredibly generous in their support, in their financial support to actually outfit this beautiful hospice. Trinidad and Tobago really came out and supported us as we designed and built and renovated these structures. It's something that I don't think my team will ever forget, the outpouring of just country and pride and love and support.
The folks that we want to serve here, we're deeply touched by them on a very personal level all the time, within my own family, within myself, within my friends. It's just so much that touches us daily. So how do we fix that? How do we make that even a little bit better? And I think maybe we're only making it a little bit better, but it's better than not doing anything at all.
So
Thank you so much for that, Richard. You know, I saw that yesterday and wanted to share it and couldn't. I came across that same video yesterday too.
Yeah.
It's
I
an
thought, you know,
excellent
and having free hospice care for terminally ill cancer patients and free care for children being free a free space for children being treated for cancer.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's a wonderful initiative.
Excellent initiative by
and really, really good news.
Yeah.
That was our good news for today.
Excellent news.
Yeah.
And I have to also read that DJ, well, he's a DJ sometimes, but he's a producer. He's a master. He calls himself slick. At least we thought he was slick, but we now know he's now slick and wicked. He has confirmed by way of a chat. Good morning, guys. Yes, they used to bleep out the ganja or weed word. Shame on Sir Charles. He said,
Sir Charles is a DJ.
He said, I can understand Richard to a point, but shame on Sir Charles.
Sir Charles, now you get involved. They're going after you, Sir Charles. Defend yourself.
I don't have to defend myself to them. I don't have to prove nothing to nobody. I can't recall, and I have never been in a position. I worked on a radio station, and I was never given that kind of instructions that like ganja songs is not to be
Sir Charles,
played.
that person whom you know very well and you are very close to is actually saying that you may never have been a DJ.
But he fast all the
place. That's basically what that person said.
Yeah, he fast all the place. But then I remember he was probably more associated with Boom, which is a younger demographic, and they would have probably done all different kinds of stuff, But yeah, but as I said, I have not
I used to listen
done that
to
sort.
more in particular, I used to listen to the two Kevins, Dunning and what's the next one name? Oh, Baker, Kevin Baker and Kevin Dunning. I listen to them even now. You understand? And I listen to DJ Shane, but I remember that clearly that they used to be bleeping out that word. Anytime the weed come up, marijuana, they bleep the word marijuana or weed. And I know that it changed.
So since those days they beeping out Bob Marley, Kaya.
Well, Kaya they can't beep Kaya because Kaya is not. If you know what I mean, it's you know what I mean. But here, some DJs did it. I remember.
I can't remember that at all.
Yeah.
And then most of them, in any case, the guys would have just as I said, use Kaya, you smoke your herbs, this, that, So
yeah, because I think even Bob and them recognized back then it was illegal. But you couldn't smoke more weed than them fellas who singing reggae back then. You know what I mean? That's how they created a lot of the music. It was always stupid that weed was such a big issue. It was always stupid. When you think about it.
You're not going to get, any objection.
Yeah.
Even though I've never smoked in my life, but
I've never either.
But I was always a supporter of it being legalized. So that people don't have to be in jail for having small amounts of weed, which was dumb.
Yeah.
But you know what? We advocated for that, and it came to pass anyway.
It came to pass, exactly.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden too, though, they have all these sort of weed raids, millions of dollars. How do they come up with the figures sometimes? When I hear $14 million in weed seized, I'm saying, that'll be weed that covering our whole estate.
I don't know how they work it out.
I wonder if the radar going on stop that.
They probably work it out by weight or something. I don't know.
Because we're going to be discussing the radar today, people. We will show you a short clip on what the radar appears to, what the radar does, a similar type of radar. But how is the radar? Because we have
that clip ready, right, Sir Giles?
When you want to play the clip now, or you want to play it later on, Wendell?
We can do it later on, man, just before we get our guest in.
Okay, but I have it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
But what I'm saying is that how are we going to be arresting people? We have had so many raids in this place with weed capture, weed seized, cocaine seized, but very little arrests. Very little arrests and no follow-up from the TTPS as to where this weed is, where the investigations led to. Nothing. You see why I don't watch news again?
Anyway, shall we greet the people in the stream, Wendell?
Yes, we shall.
Okay.
But you can tell, even though I'm still a little nasal, I can speak a lot more now without coughing. Valerie Mendoza, good morning to the breakfast team. Margaret Thomas, Brennan Smith, guess what? It's hump day. Suzanne Jessup, so that's Suzanne, Suzette, and Mrs. Gemma, of course. Good morning. The radar is to detect when any of Maduro friends decide to come give him a visit. Example, Russia, China. Okay, well, that is too late for that. Old lady, blessed morning. I pray God that no weapon formed against Trinidad shall prosper. DL says good morning. Eunice Dublin. Boy B. Daisy from Davie. Ava Smith also says good morning. My grandson's Shaklon, I think. Today is his birthday. Happy birthday, Shaklon, from Granny Ava and from the breakfast crew.
Yep. Happy birthday.
But happy birthday, Shaklon. Top of the morning from Josie Richardson. Marlon Motley says happy hump.
Good morning, Marlon.
Diane Payne says good morning. Norris Ferguson, Prabha Ramdial, Michael Cadet, Debbie Modest, Wendy Ann, and Frank James says enjoy your midweek, I guess. She corrects it after. Ozzy Molino, Ian Stewart says good morning, gentlemen. Wendell, Richard, and Sir Charles is hump day. Kathy Ann, Charles, and Arlene out there in Bronxville, Texas. You see that how much snow all over some parts of the United States, boy? It's terrible. Odell Guy, good morning to all. Garvin, Frank, Joyce, Philip, Trinidad, Margot, Deborah, Noel, Surrett. Have a safe and productive day. Stellar Services, Anthony Miguel, Ambrose Black from New York. Ambrose, I always see you exercising in a gym. That's good that you're keeping fit. Merle McComey, David Ware says, good morning, guys. I get your show on TuneIn as well. With that, I get on Alexa. All right, thanks for that, David Ware. You can talk to your Alexa and get your show on there. Doreen Pierre, Carla Hercules, Sherwin and Juliet Kerr, Estelita Sampson from Vista Bella, the Bats, the Drain, the Loud Music, and what yesterday? Something. What it was? She had a complaint yesterday.
And the mayor stand for that, though.
Well, yeah, she always have a complaint about that. Non-infused punch the creme is eggnog. Well, we cleared that part up. What the infused is about. Nicola McNichols, good morning, everyone. Carol Guevara, happy hump day. Dave Goside. Mrs. R says nobody. I don't know what she mean by that.
Good morning, Mrs. R.
And Ian Stewart is confirming that they used to bleep out the word. David Reyes couldn't help me this time. Mrs. Good morning. Lambert Bruce from El Dorado. Julia Samantha, Ron DeSantis, Wendell Beckett did a song in the 70s called Marijuana. Yes, I remember that. But he didn't use the word marijuana. He used marry and you wanna or marry do you want, some kind of things.
Marry do you wanna.
Marry do you wanna, right, that's it. Thanks, Sir Charles. But yeah, DJ again then.
Yeah, sometimes.
David McCarthy says top of the day and a wonderful Wednesday to Richard, Wendell, and Sir Charles. Trini Mill Kitchen from Oshawa in Ontario. Sherma Paul Apollinaus, Michael Robinson from Yokohama, Japan. Michael, I have good news for you, boy. I'll talk to you. Me, I don't never smoke. But how you gone so? Rena Buru Janet says good morning, guys. Trini in Nashville, Tennessee. Wendy, and that makes it 2 of us who don't watch news again. Yeah, give up on news. Carl Guevara, I've also stopped watching news. Lester Cragwell, good morning, guys. Is the multi-million-dollar tracking station in Chaguaramas working? We don't know. We can find out. We'll be speaking to somebody who's in the know in the next hour. Lieutenant Commander Dindial. Robert Taylor from out there in Fernandina Beach. Ron DeSantis, Wendell Beckett did a sound in the 70s. Yeah, we got that. Slick Money Grip, Miles Walcott says, good morning, gentlemen. And if you want a special blessing, go and visit Miles at the Anglican Church. All right. Alistair Hart, good morning, guys. What's the use to arrest illegal drug workers on the ground? Well, especially when they could be blown out of the water. Robert Allen says, blessed day to you all on the breakfast crew. And Mrs. R says, good morning, Rich. She identifies who the man is she wants to greet this morning by saying Rich. That could be anybody still.
I greeted her.
Oh, you make out with you.
You're a brave one to ask that question.
I know why I ask it. I have a lot of experience with all manner of people.
That's it for our greetings. So, George, you have anybody you want to greet on your WhatsApp?
Of course, always have some people here, especially Kent out in Laventille, who's out very early. Callan and Kelly, Karen Arch, good morning. Frankie in Ruka, Archbishop Ashton Clark in Canada, Brenda in Penal, Mr. Billy Powder Magazine, Robert, good day to you, and Mr. Beeps out there in Pity Valley. Those are people on the WhatsApp, and I said good morning to the Gael family. Hoping that everything is swinging well this morning.
All right, great. So we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
There's no Christmas like Christmas on New Era TP Radio.
Oh, how I wish I were a child again, where poinsettias keep reminding you.
Christmas is family.
A Christmas gift of love. It's the kind of gift a man enjoys.
Christmas is love.
Have a Merry Christmas, my dear, and have a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas from all of us here at New Era TP Radio, NETT Radio.
Merry Christmas, everybody!
Charmflair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Devantry tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services, oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charmflair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charmflair. We do it all.
It's Christmas. Can't do it without black cake, homemade bread, sweet bread, pone, pastel, and punchacram. Get it at Val's Kitchen in Dabadee. To place your order, call 758-0148. Yes, delivery can be arranged. Val's Kitchen, Dabadee.
Black cake I love with punchacram.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Ho, ho, ho! This Christmas, small businesses This one's just for you. Get your brand, your product, your business in front of thousands every single day on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, and Gaia Caribbean TV. And here's the gift you've been waiting for. Radio and television advertising has never been more affordable anywhere else. We are talking unbelievable real rates. Prices no one else can offer you for primetime slots that put your business right where your customers are watching and listening. So call us today at 299-5156 and turn your Christmas into real results and real profits with affordable advertising so you too can say Merry Christmas.
What really going on in here, boy? Listen, it's Christmas, not carnival. Take that hat off, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. Hello, excuse. Oh, let me this, because all you're real off key. What's really going on in... What are you doing? What are you... Listen, you're supposed to be decorating the tree. The tree, not her. Come on, people, get yourselves together. What are you doing? We have a show at Central Bank Auditorium on December the 7th at 6:30 p.m. And this is what you're doing? Come on, get yourselves together. Uncle Rody, you sleeping?
No.
You in the show too? Get up. Do something. Come on, people. This is the show to end the year. Christmas is in the air. Yes!
Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas.
Christmas, calamity, confusion, and carols.
Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas.
All right. Everybody back to work.
Looking for pet supplies that wouldn't bite? Visit Bow Wow Supply Limited, your friendly family-owned pet store at the corner of Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trin City.
We offer fabulous prices,
great service, and a wide range of foods, treats, toys, grooming products, and accessories. Everything your pet needs in one place. We are open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sundays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Coming today, Bow Wow Supply Limited, Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trin City. Your pet's friendly place. Call us at 640-7184.
Christmas is coming and theater is going. You don't need out to watch corn. It's down to one final performance. The #1 comedy of 2025 is coming to an end. One show only. Saturday the 6th of December at 8:30 p.m. at Sapa. Tickets available at K Squared Fashion, C3 Center and Brentwood Mall. And at Friends of Marabella by the Roundabout. Tickets also available at the Sapa box office for 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Don't miss the #1 play of 2025. You don't need foul to watch corn. Don't miss it.
Of course, we're back, and Wendell is raring to go with the Daily Express for this morning.
Of course I am. And thanks, Norris, for sending me that thing that I shared with you guys concerning the regulations back then in terms of beeping out the word. It was a regulation of TAT that you had to, right? PM vows to reduce...
Well, you could talk from now till 100 years, I do not remember that.
Well, that's all right.
Okay.
As you get older,
justify.
No, well, as you get older, you
remember. Back me up here.
Yes. You don't have to remember everything.
They send somebody into the regulations to come back with it,
Yes. Watch out, the tentacles long,
I have researchers all over the country, all over the world. Anyway, PM vows to reduce prices for citizens. That's one of the stories trending. Minister seeks answers over medication shortage, and that's Dr. Lakram Bodo. Chase, no legal barrier to CWI boss Shallow staying on. And I'm not sure what's the score in that West Indies-New Zealand match. I know New Zealand there were 200 and something odd runs for 9 wickets yesterday. I don't know how the scores and I didn't even know what channel it coming on. Lord. Missing schoolgirls slept on the road for days. That's a crazy story. Elderly woman found dead in Gasparilla home. Here we go again. Please, Madam PM, give us the stadiums to fetch. Promoters beg. Carl to cut Tortola and Puerto Rico flights amid audit scrutiny. And did we recently start flying to Puerto Rico and so on? That's now to be cut, I think, in January 2026. He could have lived. Did police search for shooting victim? That's also one of the trending stories in today's Express.
Carl has a kind of, you don't find Carl has a kind of iffy vibe these days?
Iffy these days? Well,
yeah, these days. I mean, generally, you felt Carl was robust and moving
forward.
Yeah, moving forward.
Yes,
with the PR and how they were marketing themselves, and all of a sudden it seems like it has become kind of iffy.
But it's not all of a sudden, Richard. I know you more guarded with your words than I am, but it's since the change of government. It's almost like if they're decimating Carl. Carl is now to be ended. That's how it's coming up.
Which would be silly. Which would be silly. That's, I mean, as chairman or managing director of an airline, that can't be objective to decimate. So I wouldn't agree with you on that. Well, obviously, they're trying to remodel it in a particular way, but it comes across not robust and optimistic. Let me put it that way. It doesn't come across optimistic.
But it's happening with Carl. It's happening with certain state institutions, certain banks. It's happening. Let's face it, it's happening. Whether you like it or not, it's happening. You understand?
Just saying it doesn't come across optimistic. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
I didn't mean for you to go on a spiel. I didn't mean for you to go on a spiel. I was just talking about Carl.
Headlines.
I don't mean for you to go on a spiel right now.
All right. Okay. And just as a note to another headlines too, PSA alone, police want wage hike too, and that will form the basis of our poll today. Because apparently all the unions that took less than 10%, they now want to renegotiate. So we are going to poll that today. All right? Take care.
All right. So the news day for today, not the front page, the trending stories. IDA names 10 candidates for THA elections. I'd be curious to see the results of these elections, Wendell. I mean, I'm not very the THA elections. Yeah, I'm not very enthused about Ansel Dennis leading the PNM and Tobago.
Agreed.
But then I'm not a PNM member, so it doesn't really matter what I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't find, he evokes, the kind of personality I think it takes to, at least maybe I haven't seen him enough. Maybe he does have it, but I just haven't seen him enough.
We're gonna poll that because Kelvin Morris did in fact respond to me last evening, and he said we will do the interview next week. Right? We'll organize to do the interview with him next week. Right? God willing.
Okay. Man found dead hours after shooting. AG government at war with gangs. PNM prepared as THA. Oh, strangely enough, look, there it is as a trending story. PNM prepared as THA election date announced. Cruise ship visitors enjoy Trinidad. No war here. And that's it. Yeah, that's it. I saw that news clip last night on news with regard to the cruise ship that's here. And Jolene John also talking about the transformation of the port and stuff like that. So you see how it all goes. Digger Marchant, man charged with threats to kill senator. Cascade triple murderer loses bid for freedom. And that's it, basically, for the news day this morning.
All right, so in the Guardian this morning, back pay in parts, PSA boss agrees to portion of 10% payout by December 23rd. And scrolling down again, other unions seek government engagement following PSA wage hike. Denoon on shock defection from PNM to TPP, People Before Party. Promoters urge PM to reconsider ban on FETs in sport venues. Mother begs PM after daughter's arrest for online threats. Please set her free for Christmas. Cop detained for alleged plot to kill minister. Trinidad artists also held under SOE provisions. And a Digoman charged for threats to PNM Senator Brown and his family. And those are the stories in the Guardian.
You know, up to yesterday, we were asking what's the latest with that person who threatened Dr. Amy Brown. So he has been arrested and charged.
Yeah, he's been charged. Remember he gave himself in,
Yeah,
he turned himself in, but he's now been charged.
Okay.
Well, yeah. So that was also a news item last night. You know, strangely enough, not strangely enough, I watched an animated film yesterday called Light of the World, and it's really the story of Jesus through the eyes of John, who's depicted as a young boy in the animated film. So the life of Jesus, in terms of, you know, him becoming the Messiah and his crucifixion and all those bloodthirsty people that say crucify him. Yeah, but and, you know, they're still around. You know, and it got me thinking, because the story of Jesus is very traumatic. And of course I aggravate some of my very religious friends sometimes, and I say, you know, like Jesus was like, anyway, let me not say that on national. But it's full. The story of Jesus is full of drama and
emotion,
and not only drama and magic, which we call miracles, but it's magic. You know, walking on water, ascending into the light after rising again from the dead, healing people miraculously. But some,
so you're saying Jesus was a magician?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, I'm talking about the story. It has all the ingredients of all of the drama that people are attracted to. But what came across to me in that story, which is the story of Jesus that people seem to forget, is the humility of Jesus. Where he was born, whether you believe the story of Jesus Christ or not, it's crafted in a way that indicates out of humility, out of circumstances where you do not expect the king of all the king of all kings to be born. That's where he was born. And it's always like a certain, all of the signals that this was a special human being. And of course, for the religious faithful, he was sent here, he's the son of God, etc., etc. But his story was simple. And he gave the story of the Good Samaritan in that animated film, Light of the World, I think was the name of it. That he's the light of the world or something like that. I think that was the name of it. And he gave the story of the Good Samaritans, where the man was an enemy. And a priest passed, a holy man passed and did not assist him after he was robbed and beaten. And the Good Samaritan passed, and even though they were enemies in terms of their clans, so to speak, he stopped and he was the one that assisted him and took him into his home. And Jesus was telling his disciples, this is the story of learning to love your neighbor. And then you don't have so many people who profess to be Christians, even when they're streaming and even listening and watching this show, that would have reveled in the Venezuelan Spain softball and being arrested by police officers and immigration agents. And the issue of love thy neighbor goes out the window, and we start to give it nuances. Well, they're here illegally. And as I always say, and I've always been consistent in saying this, human beings will move regardless of whatever boundaries exist in terms of survival. They will always move. And what is curious about the animosity that you hear sometimes from our callers about, oh, send them all back and whatever, is that we live in an island nation that had, and you brought it up yesterday, Wendell, where so many of our fellow countrymen went to places like the UK and the United States and other countries and were there illegally for a time. Some of them are still there illegally, and send back barrels. They had a whole thing called barrel children.
Mm-hmm.
They will send back barrels to their children and people going to clear barrels in Point Lisas and in Bryson Road for family members who are not legal, whether it be in the UK or the United States, to send it back trying to eke out a living and to do better for their family here. So you would think as human beings, we are more familiar with the issue. And yet that goes out the window. Your Christianity goes out the window. Your Hindu beliefs go out the window. Your Muslim beliefs go out the window. And all you see is an enemy. And I'm using the word enemy in a strong sense, but it's not really enemy, but you see it, somebody that is different to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you choose to be cruel. You choose to be cruel in your words. You choose to be cruel in your actions.
Yeah.
I can never subscribe to that.
Richard, you see, that's why I always tell you that when I approach the pearly gate, I'm almost certain you're going to be there. Because of how we think alike in terms of human beings and how we treat with human beings. And not that we don't have hang-ups, not that we don't have maybe a couple biases or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's about how you treat a human being, regardless of what they look like or what they subscribe to. And I don't know how, that's why I always tell people, tell people on the show all the time, if you don't like people, don't travel. Don't go anywhere. Don't go visit any part of this world if you have a bias against anyone. Because you're going to meet them out there. You're going to meet them in the airport. You're going to meet them on the plane. You're going to meet them in a restaurant. You're going to meet them at a theme park. Stay in your little bubble and cuss who you want.
Yeah.
Don't go nowhere.
And of course, getting back to the Venezuelans who are playing softball, you've seen them, and it's family, it's children and families, and you terrorize them. I'm sorry, I am not a proponent of that.
Yeah.
And if we had a proper system in place of how we deal with asylum seekers, which we don't, since 1962, we have not put it, we sign all kind of things, but we have not put it in place. No government has seen it important to deal with that issue. And so we continue to see things like that come across very much as if you're mirroring what is happening in the United States, and it is shameful.
Yeah.
Absolutely shameful.
Well, what is happening in the United States, I know, is going to reach their head just now, based on the news that's coming out with that bombing of those people, that second bombing of those people. That is going to be their lacuna. That, trust me.
Oh, you mean that second after the king was still alive?
Because I watched that Pete Hegseth last night sitting alongside Donald Trump, the president. And he is not convincing. And I think Donald Trump is going to just cast him out, leave him to his own doing just now. Watch and see.
I know they were saying there was some admiral, and I was saying an admiral confessed and said that I gave that order.
Yeah.
But I'm not clear, because I'm following the story, but I'm not ingrained in the story, getting all to the granular details. But anyway, this is the time in which we open up the lines. We can talk, Wendell, and all of a sudden it's 7 o'clock. So and Sir Charles wouldn't say nothing; he just leave us talking. But
he's studying now how to be a DJ. Not just
oh, good. Your DJ credentials.
Yes, it just been put in the line.
By your good friend,
My good friend.
Wicked. Your good friend, Slick and Wicked.
Slick and very wicked at times.
Yeah. We call him Slick and Wicked.
Slick and Wicked.
All right, so any of the lines are open. And Miss Sampson, good morning to you.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Miss Sampson.
Sometimes I feel like I just put up my house and put it somewhere else.
That is what Wendell
You know
tells
what
me
it is to live. You know what it is to live amongst inheritors. I am the only person that's built a house on my street. That is why I'm having so much problem. When I traveled the other day, there was a leak on the street. They wait until I return to call water. Water was wiggling under the street like miraculous waterfall, and nobody didn't care. It's not easy. I'll give you an example. Water left mud in front on the street. Water left mud on the street. The guy opposite me, since his CPAP leave, the grass still there. So I asked him, do you want me to pay somebody to clean up in front there? Wash that through the mud. You know, you got a what they call this thing? This thing that is washed down, that is hose down place now.
Yeah, the power washer.
And the power washer. Do you know he washed down just the entrance where the car passing? Every time I come out my gate, I have to look at mud and grass. Good God, you ain't buy the house, you ain't pay no mortgage. You can pay somebody $100 to wash down the mud and cut the grass. Is everything they want the government to do? It's your place. You get it free. Both of you all getting pension. You could afford to clean up in front there. I have to look at that every morning.
Miss Sampson, you know they get the place free?
I tell you, I'm living around inheritance. I am the only person that built on my street. Me, myself, the Lord, and the bank build this. Everybody else inherit.
I will add Miss Sampson. Thanks much. Well, Wendell, we'll see. How can you help Miss Sampson there this morning?
I don't know. When Richard and I buy the pearly gates, we'll deal with that.
Mr. Patrick, good morning.
I think you still a counselor, you know, Wendell. So.
That's why we come to you for help with them.
We are gonna have the mayor. We are gonna have the mayor Port of Spain tomorrow. We'll see what he can do.
Yeah. Mr. Patrick.
Mr. Patrick.
Yeah, morning, Wendell. Morning, Mr. Gerald. Morning. Falling rain, cat and dogs, but rain, but.
Yes, raining and a river right now, actually.
Really? Yeah. I also called my name this morning about marijuana in naming song.
Yeah,
that's it. Marijuana naming song.
No.
It's always a name. It's a one you say, call it herbs. It's a one marijuana. Those are naming song. Marijuana naming song. Yeah, they never stop that. Right? But what I call those ask for, right? I see the negotiation with the PSA, they getting some 10% part at the back pay for Christmas.
I think they get an extra month salary. I think that's what they say. They're getting an extra month salary.
But you all going on with that. This is some in part, back pay in part. Here, the government and Trinidad and Tobago only nearly $60,000. You can remember some years back, we had to get our back pay. And they went to the parliament and they make a parliamentary decision on that Selwyn John and buy out the back pay with $2,500. You remember that?
No.
No, we can't remember that. But thanks for the information.
All the investigate that all the see what went on. They went to parliament and they make some parliamentary decision on that, one of the government.
Okay, no problem. Thanks very much.
Wendell, tell me something. Thank you, Mr. Patrick. I mean, on news last night, they said that we're getting part of the back pay. I didn't know that it was 1 month salary. They didn't come across that way. They just said part of it.
Right. So I was reading some comments and someone was suggesting that without doing any calculations, they're just giving them a month extra. And then they'll work out the calculations after.
Okay.
Yeah, so they give them out an extra month.
Fort George Road and comes under whom?
Fort George Road will be part Port of Spain, part Diego Martin Corporation.
In terms of maintaining the road?
Yeah. And of course, forestry also maintains up at the top by the port.
Yeah, but there are residents on Fort George Road too, not so?
Plenty.
Right, so I think some of the residents that live in Fort George Road are complaining about the state of the road. Apparently, they started to fix it and they were building a retainer wall or something, and then they stopped midway and nothing is happening. So I don't know if I'm just mentioning it for the powers that be to address it, because I saw some videos on it yesterday.
Well, it depends on what part of the road, what part of Fort George Road. Because as I say, Fort George Road is split between the lower part is Port of Spain Corporation, and then after maybe St. James Terrace going up, that'll be Diego Martin Corporation.
Well, may I suggest that both of them visit it and look and see what's going on?
Well, we'll mention it to the mayor of Port of Spain tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. Caller, good morning to you.
Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning.
Morning.
Hi. I need to state a point here. My opinion. I have to vehemently disagree with Wendell and Richard with respect to that immigration situation. All countries have laws. Trinidad and Tobago has immigration laws, and not because you or I have family out here in America who for 20 years broke the laws and overstayed and can't travel to come home or whatever, because I know many people like that out here. Not because of that, the immigration in Trinidad should not make a raid. I can't agree with that and say, well, they're being heartless. If all countries have laws, and I think we all should try to follow the laws. And at times,
the problem is, sir, we don't have laws with regard to asylum.
Yes.
And stuff like that. We don't have a proper system in Trinidad and Tobago with regard to asylum requests and stuff like that. So when you talk about laws, you're just talking about the illegality of the
But they have laws also for immigration and those people who are
just
here
those
illegal,
basic laws with regard to immigration.
That's that. You can't. You're speaking about they being hateful and unfair. They're not
Yeah,
being
they
unfair.
are.
Those are the laws of Trinidad and Tobago. And I think we should try to follow it, and Trinidad be a nicer place, a much better place. That's my.
No,
That's my
they are
opinion.
being hateful and they are being unfair. That's all right.
Thanks very much.
Because we don't have the sophisticated. The United States has all kind of sophisticated laws to deal with all kind of asylum requests and all sorts of ways of how you can immigrate there. Trinidad and Tobago is much less sophisticated with our laws.
So we don't have any laws.
Even if somebody comes and say, "I want asylum at the airport today," that asylum request is actually investigated by the UN out of New York because we don't have the laws.
No, but what the immigration operates with as it is then? So is it that when
the Basic Immigration Act, but in terms of the treaties that we would have signed and stuff like for refugees and stuff like that, which we are signatories to for however many years, we have never put any systems in place in terms of any process or procedure. So we always have to come up with something ad hoc. So when Stuart Young was Minister of National Security, we had to come up with a kind of work permit thing because of the volume of Venezuelans. All of them were illegal, but we came up with something to try to address the issue. And that's what human beings do. Laws are not concretized that they can never be changed. But it takes willingness of human beings.
Also, Richard, what I'm saying is that do we have anything in place right now that allows
I just answered you, we have an Immigration Act.
Right. So, and maybe that is what you guys are following?
Even though we signed treaties, we have never put in the processes to give life to those treaties. So if somebody comes and claims refugee status, a lot of times it has to be investigated by the refugee agency out of the United Nations in New York, and they have to send somebody down here to investigate.
Yeah, I understand that. It's not perfect, but I'm just saying that what we have.
Yes, and my point is, Sir Charles, that there is something called human empathy. And when we had the flood of Venezuelans who were all illegal, we found a way to license them in terms of giving them, because we adapt and change, understanding that circumstances warrant that we be human.
And with that.
And you who is Mr. Religious,
I have
no empathy. Yeah.
You know what I do? You know what?
Wait. Hold on.
Charles, you need to go and repent.
Okay. But I did not say that. What I was asking you a question. What is that we have to work with? What it is about? What I'm asking that you didn't understand. I'm just asking if what we have as far as holding illegal immigrants, if what the immigration department is doing, if that is illegal. That's all I was asking you.
We never said that was illegal.
So I don't know what he both only jumping on my foot.
We said it was shameful.
Yeah.
That's what we said.
You can imagine running from a country that is already oppressing you, like most of what the Venezuelans are doing when they come here, because they can't live in Venezuela comfortably. And then you had to come here, and while you're playing softball with your family, you had to run from here too.
Yeah, but are we facing an influx of individuals that are coming here that we may not be able to control? So what are the authorities supposed to do? Just let everybody play softball and then
you are one of the people that would have passed the man straight in the street and say, he get robbed, that's not my business. That's you.
Our news is running late. Right? We will be back and the poll is up. When do you want to read the poll for them before we go?
Yeah,
to the news?
Our poll is today, and you'll vote on it when we go for news. Should other unions be allowed to renegotiate for 10% increases? All right? The PSA got there. Should other unions be allowed to renegotiate for 10% increases? That's our poll, okay?
All right, vote yes or no, and we will be back.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio and Gael Caribbean TV. I'm Derek. Good day. Labor Minister Leroy Baptiste says trade unions must accept the consequences of the wage agreements they sign, arguing the Public Services Association took a political gamble with the UNC, and it paid off with last week's 10% wage deal. He defended Minister in the Ministry of Public Utilities Clyde Elder, who has been criticized for saying unions that accepted the former PNM government's 4% offer should not expect the same increase now. Baptiste said the PSA held out for years, operating on 2013 salaries, while unions that accepted 4% already benefited from updated pay. He stressed the government has no legal obligation to renegotiate settled agreements unless the finance minister chooses to. But TTUTA President Crystal Ash called Elder's remarks unfortunate, saying unions should never be rewarded or punished based on political alignment. TTUTA is still waiting for confirmation on when its negotiated 5% increase and back pay will be issued, saying both the education and finance ministries have yet to provide direction. Meanwhile, NETT has finally settled its long-outstanding collective agreement with the Public Services Association, covering the period January 1, 2014 to December 31, 2016, nearly a decade overdue. The agreement provides a 5% wage increase and $5.6 million in accumulated back pay, benefiting 57 employees in total. That includes 28 people who are still with the company and 29 former workers. In a statement, NETT said the settlement acknowledges the dedication of its workforce and marks an important milestone in rebuilding strong industrial relations. The company said it remains committed to fairness, transparency, and fostering a collaborative environment with the PSA. NETT also thanked the PSA for its cooperation during negotiations and said it intends to continue aligning with the government's commitment to workers as it pursues its goal of becoming the region's leading project and procurement management agency. Serious concerns were raised in Parliament after it was revealed that $80 million worth of drugs for the public health system sat in storage for 10 years and expired without ever being used. The issue was highlighted during a meeting of the Public Administration and Appropriations Committee, where officials stressed the need for stronger oversight and better management of medical supplies. Chief Chemist Hazmath Ali said due diligence is essential to protect public safety, while Independent Senator Dr. Marlene Atz questioned how such a massive loss could occur, calling it evidence of systemic inefficiency. Ali explained that another entity responsible for procurement and storage allowed the drugs to accumulate. Health officials said digitizing inventory systems is helping improve tracking and reduce waste, with updated systems now in place at major RHAs. However, insiders say forecasting shortages, staffing gaps, and slow approval processes continue to contribute to excess stock and expired supplies. A 48-year-old Diego Martin man has been charged with 3 counts of threats to kill and 4 counts of misuse of an electronic device after police traced a series of death threats posted on opposition Senator Dr. Amory Brown's Facebook page. The threats, made between November 8th and 9th, targeted Brown and his children, including a message saying he would be shot in public. Brown described the incident as the most serious threat he has faced in his political career and reported it to police. The suspect later surrendered at the West End police station and was charged. Police also examined 2 social media profiles linked to him. The case comes amid heightened concern over online political threats, following the recent detention of a Diego Martin woman accused of urging violence against Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar. The accused man is expected to appear before a magistrate this week. In the region, Caribbean Airlines is making major cuts to its regional network, announcing that all flights to Tortola and San Juan will end on January 10, 2026. The move is part of CAL's network optimization program, which the airline says followed a full review of route performance. Affected passengers will receive refunds. CAL will also scale back its Barbados hub from February, shifting aircraft and crew to Trinidad while keeping links across the northern and eastern Caribbean. Acting CEO Nirmala Ramai says the restructuring is necessary to improve reliability and long-term sustainability. The changes come as CAL faces scrutiny over years of overdue audits. Its 2016 accounts were submitted nearly 9 years late, showing a $695 million loss and major gaps in documentation. Audited statements from 2017 to 2024 are still outstanding. The announcement follows several recent high-level resignations as the airline moves into a new phase of internal review and reform. Internationally, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says he did not personally see survivors before a deadly follow-up strike on a suspected drug boat in the Caribbean on September 2nd. Reports say 2 men were seen clinging to the burning vessel after the first strike, but a second strike was ordered, killing them. The incident has raised concerns in Washington about possible violations of international law. Hegseth blamed the fog of war, saying he watched the first strike live, but moved on to another meeting and only learned of the second strike hours later. The White House says the order was given by Admiral Frank Bradley, who is expected to face questioning on Capitol Hill this week. Lawmakers from both parties have called for full oversight, as more than 80 people have been killed in similar U.S. strikes across the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific since September. Experts say intentionally targeting wounded combatants would violate the Geneva Convention. And that's news at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Morning vibes, fresh energy. This is the Net Radio Breakfast Show.
From ever since time began, has been inflicted time and again by man against fellow man. Yet man wouldn't learn from history. It makes him more violent, producing deadly weaponry with nothing but evil intent. So the war could never be over, peace will never be seen, long as man in his quest for power keep destroying fellow human beings. Human being, I'm telling you, nobody, oh nobody, when you really think of it, nobody wins a war. of human resource. Of course, I'm telling you, nobody, oh, nobody. When you really think of it, nobody wins a war. The brutal clash of ideologies, carnage and social anarchy, and life reduced to pitiful dimensions. The falling back of progress and growth for entire generation. Sister, the war will go on. It cannot be won. No, 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 the war will go on. It cannot be won. War is just like a racket. It pays dividends for a few. But what does it profit the masses? I mean laymen like me and you. While the leaders playing their chess games, using the masses as pawn with political propaganda, the massacre still goes on. The soldiers, they never start it, but they give their lives easily. While the leaders are in a safe place working out strategy. So you see, I'm telling you, nobody, oh, nobody. When you really look at it, nobody wins a war. It has been the passage of history with the blood of the weak and the mighty. Great, great cultures vanish completely. War can create and destroy political boundaries as it goes on. Sister, it cannot be won. The war will go on. No, 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 the war will go on. It cannot be won. Object of war is simple. Just conquer and take over.
Fresh energy.
Doesn't matter.
This is the Net Radio Breakfast Show.
The enemy must be vanquished.
Yeah, very prophetic words in between there. Nobody wins a war. Hey everybody, good morning to you. And of course, if you are just joining us, thank you so much for being here. It is New Era TT Radio, Net Radio. And of course, you are also on Gael Caribbean TV. So let me say a very special good morning to the folks on Gael, up and down the Caribbean islands. Good day to you. And in some parts of North America that you're picking us up. Yeah, good day to you, all right? Of course, when we come off of the TV feed after 8 o'clock, around 20 past 8 in that area there. Remember, you can listen to us all day, every day on NewEraTTRadio.com. New Era TT Radio, put it in your browser. That way you'll be able to get us on TuneIn, and you get us on your Alexa and Google devices also, yeah? Of course, you can also go to our social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube. Like, follow, subscribe. And of course, don't forget also in between there is our support/donate buttons that you can support us here at New Era TT Radio, right? So in the meantime, what you have to do is vote on the poll. The poll is up. Should the other unions be allowed to renegotiate for that 10% increase also? You're hearing the unions talking out. And they want it also. So should they be allowed to do that? So you vote in yes or no first, and then you can put any comments after, yeah? So that you don't confuse the poll. But stay with us, don't go anywhere, and we will be back shortly.
Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Devante tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair. We do it all.
It's Christmas. Can't do it without black cake, homemade bread, sweet bread, pone, pastel, and punch crème. Get it at Val's Kitchen in Dabadi. To place your order, call 758-0148. Yes, delivery can be arranged. Val's Kitchen, Dabadi.
What really going on in here, boy? Listen, it's Christmas, not carnival. Take that hat off, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. Hello, experience. All you need this, because all you're real off key. What's really going on in... What are you doing? What are you... Listen, you're supposed to be decorating the tree. The tree, not her. Come on, people, get yourselves together. What are you doing? We have a show at Central Bank Auditorium on December the 7th at 6:30 p.m. And this is what you're doing? Come on, get yourselves together. Uncle Rody, you sleeping?
No.
You in the show too? Get up. Do something. Come on, people. This is the show to end the year. Christmas is in the air. Yes!
Christmas, Christmas, Christmas.
Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. Christmas, calamity, confusion, and carols.
Don't
Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. All right. Everybody back to work.
Ho, ho, ho! This Christmas, small businesses, this one's just for you. Get your brand, your product, your business in front of thousands every single day on New Era TT Radio, NETT Radio, and Gael Caribbean TV. And here's the gift you've been waiting for. Radio and television advertising has never been more affordable anywhere else. We are talking unbelievable real rates. Prices no one else can offer you for primetime slots that put your business right where your customers are watching and listening. So, call us today at 299-5156 and turn your Christmas into real results and real profits with affordable advertising so you too can say Merry Christmas!
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Looking for pet supplies that wouldn't bite? Visit Bow Wow Supply Limited, your friendly family-owned pet store at the corner of Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trin City.
We offer fabulous prices,
great service, and a wide range of foods, treats, toys, grooming products, and accessories. Everything your pet needs in one place. We are open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sundays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Coming today, Bow Wow Supply Limited, Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trin City. Your pet's friendly place. Call us at 640-7184.
Christmas is coming and theater is going. You don't need found to watch Corn. It's down to one final performance. The #1 comedy of 2025 is coming to an end. One show only. Saturday the 6th of December at 8:30 p.m. at Sapa. Tickets available at K Squared Fashion, C3 Center and Brentwood Mall. And at Friends of Marabella by the Roundabout. Tickets also available at the Sapa box office for 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Don't miss the #1 play of 2025. You don't need foul to watch Corn. Don't miss it.
All right. I think Sir Charles is doing remote work from 8 o'clock, from this hour, that is. So I just wanted to say special prayers going out to Christopher Nathan, whom I've known for quite a long while now. I'm sure many of you all know him.
Yeah, Coco Velvet International. And yeah, I saw that post yesterday. Very sad.
Yeah, very, very sad. Very, very sad. You know, he has been diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic spinal cancer. So I mean, as I say, we grew up together. I know Christopher a long time now. You know, so it's very sad what he posted yesterday. He said, unknown to him, he had prostate cancer. You know, and it has developed into these metastatic spinal cancer now. You know, so prayers go out to Christopher, who was a live wire on the theater circuit, the artistic circuit, I should say, because he modeled. He of course held plenty modeling shows, and he used to run that restaurant up Grand River at one time. Remember?
Yeah.
All the way up there where people used to go and watch the turtles come in. He had a hand in that too at one point in time. So Christopher, all the best, my brother. You know, tough times, tough. This thing called cancer. We have to do a program on cancer one of these days. You know.
Yeah, we should. No, you're right. I mean, that story was very sad when I read it yesterday. And I saw his post.
Yes.
And with the picture with Wendy Fitzwilliam.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
And I was like, but what he said was that he was getting these back pains, and it was diagnosed as osteoporosis, or something like that.
Yes, you're right.
By Mount Hope and Scarborough hospitals, and then when he went to the St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and he was there, he started to get pins and needles in his body, and then eventually he got paralyzed from his chest down.
From his chest to his toes, yes.
Yeah, and he had to be airlifted to Trinidad. And well, you know, so he's now being treated in Trinidad at Sangre Grande Hospital and St. James in terms of cancer treatment and stuff like that. But a tragic, you know.
Yeah.
You always have to, you know, keep checking your what's going on in your body, guys.
Yeah, and for men in particular, I think we could get back Dr. Lala to talk more about prostate cancer. Why is it that men just afraid to check for it after a certain age, and it's a must do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know a lot of men do the PSA rather than do the physical, and once the PSA is fine, they tend to not do the physical, even though some doctors have told me that you should do both.
Both.
I think Dr. Lala said you should do both.
Yeah, it's recommended you do both.
Yeah, do both. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So all the best, Christopher.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So our poll this morning: should other unions be allowed to renegotiate for 10% increases? You know, that issue of what was going to happen because they're going to get partial payment before December 23rd of their arrears. I got some sense of how that might work, and it is that persons who commence employment in 2025. This is somebody had sent this to me, but I don't know that it's confirmed. But that persons who commence employment in 2025 will get $10,000 after tax. People who commenced working in 2024 will get $14,000 after tax. And officers all other officers will get $20,000 after tax as a prepayment before December 23rd. So they kind of just gave it a standardized figures.
Yes, so no calculation goes into it really.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So that's an element of how it might be done. So thank you very much for the person forwarded this.
All right. We'll be running a little late, so let's do the poll. Should other unions be allowed to renegotiate for their 10% increases? Let's go to the votes. Michael Oliver says hell no. Josh Richardson says yes. Gregory Boyer says yes. Slick Money Grip, yes. Eva Smith, yes. Diane Payne, yes. Sankofa says yes. Miguel Gonzalez, yes. David McCarthy, no. Suzanne Jessup, yes. Dean Allen didn't vote. Volsang, okay. Lester Cragwell says yes. Marlon Motley, yes. Lester, okay, where are we? Florence Bazzi said, okay, didn't vote. No, we're not attacking Sir Charles. We have fun. Michael Cadet says yes. Far Rockaway says no. Oh, yeah, really? It's a boy. Your story, boy. Apollina says yes. Far Rockaway says, Richard, I'll read it further down. Apollina says yes. Eunice Dublin, yes.
You cannot confuse me there. When you, did you say Apollina's twice or just once?
No, once.
Okay.
And Eunice Dublin, yes. Fran Romani, no. Valerie Mendoza, yes. Nicola McNichols, yes. Deborah Noel Serret, yes. Margaret Thomas, yes. Cheryl Henry, yes. Beauty Culture, abstain. Howard Hernandez, no. Ian Stewart, no. Carol Guevara, yes. Far Rockaway, this is the comment he makes. He said there's no balance in this show. Once you give a different opinion, you ruffle feathers. You might ruffle feathers, but this show is totally balanced.
Keep to the votes, please.
I know, but I just wanted to
because we have the guests waiting. We have the guests waiting.
They wait another day.
If it is ruffled, that is his point of view. That's not important. No, what is important now is the votes.
Far Rockaway, I will deal with you tomorrow. Felix Kazo, yes. Storbin, yes. Trini Merle Kitchen, yes. Colted Finch, yes. Florence Bazzi, yes. Michael Robinson, yes. Who's also a former Black BWI flight attendant? I'm not sure. Christopher Nathan, you're right.
Yeah, he was.
Absolutely right.
Was.
Yes, you're absolutely right. James
he was at the forefront with dealing with the pensions and stuff at one point.
Yes. James Kamau, yes. Kazim Mohammed, yes. Alice Sahad, yes. And Maria Celia, yes. Yes, Christopher was a flight attendant.
All right. So on the WhatsApp, we have Pauline saying no. Sexy Red saying no. We have Raymond saying yes. Sachin saying no. Brenda saying yes. Frank saying yes. Miss Sampson. No, Frank says no. Sorry, Richard. Miss Sampson says yes. Sean says no. Zena says yes. Foxy says no. And Mr. Billy says no. Sandra didn't vote. Captain Ron says yes. Terry Ann Peter says yes. Anand says no. And that's it.
And I have two more, Richard. Andre PH. Andre says no. And Carl M. Jack also says no.
You have two more no's.
Yeah, two more no's.
All right, so we had our poll this morning. Should other unions be allowed to renegotiate for 10% increases? We had 52 people voting on the poll in the allotted time. And of the 52 people, 36 of you said yes, they should be allowed to renegotiate for 10% increases. 16 of you said no, they should not. So 36 said yes, 16 said no. So that's it for our poll results for this morning. So now you know it, and the polling is now done. Right.
So before we go into our guests, we could show this video on what we are going to speak about in terms of the radar system. Right? You guys ready?
Max 2 has been here at MCOLF Atlantic Field for about 10 days, performing a field op in support of Gator system testing. So we're out today with a team of engineers testing the capabilities tracking different aircraft with the TPS-80 Gator. It's radar to track air targets, and we create an air picture which we push through the CTN and the CAC2S. So the main differences between the Gator and the ANTPS-63 is that the Gator is a 3D search radar, and it has something called active electronically steered array, which basically improves its tracking and detection performance. In terms of expeditionary readiness, if we get the call, we can be on the road within half an hour to a new site where they'll need our air picture more. The older model would take at least a few hours to be ready to convoy and probably about the same to tear down. In terms of big picture, the Gator could affect the Marine Corps because we'll now have a system where we can, at a moment's notice, put it in a hot zone exactly where we'll need it. We'll be lightning fast mobilization to increase our reactivity and how well we can react to a changing situation.
Okay.
All right. So bring in our guests.
Oh.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So good morning, Commander Dindial. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate you taking the time to speak with us.
Good morning again, gentlemen. Thanks for having me.
Morning, morning. So Commander Dindial, give us an insight into this radar that we have recently had installed in Tobago and the reasons being given for it.
So, gentlemen, I guess all the guests have seen that little video that you've shared there. So the information out there is, it is there for the public to see. I'm not going to say anything different. You have the U.S. Marine Corps giving you a video and telling you the capabilities of this radar. And he told you that this radar is deployed by the Marines in hot zones to give an air picture, right? So we have the Prime Minister here saying that, no, this is not for an air picture. This is to detect marine vessels. The capabilities of the radar, I don't want to go into too much of the capabilities of the radar but as we can see, I want to keep it simple. The capabilities of the radar, it has a three-core function. It is threat detection. It is a highly sophisticated piece of equipment. This radar, according to their site, even if you go up on Northrop Grumman site, this radar costs $50 million US per head. The US Marine Corps has 89 of them. So they have something like, if you do maths, 89, let's say 90, 95, 35, $3.5 billion US. So you don't get a radar 50 million US given to you just like that or loaned to you. So, and she also goes on to say that this radar system is to replace, in her last statement, is to replace the existing marine track radar that we have, the Israeli radar that we have in Trinidad. If it is to replace that, questions arise to the public. Who is paying for it? If we have to get $50 million, if it is a gift and the US is gifting it to us, are they actively training our people here to use it? But you can see from the radar itself, the radar is not for marine targets. It's not used for that. It's used for air defense and to track air capabilities. And this radar has a range of 150 kilometers to 460 kilometers, up to probably 1,000, depending on the type of electronics that they place with it. So Trinidad and Tobago is only 40 by 80. We're going to look at 450 kilometers. So you have to ask yourself these questions, what you're going to look at 400. And it's a very, very complicated system. It's a system and a Doppler radar. And the system itself, so let me just keep, so for people to understand what radar is. Radar, the word radar means radio aided assisted detection ranging, right? So it's radio waves, basically radio waves that the radar propagates. It propagates radio waves, and the radio waves go out of the transmitter, bounces a target, and comes back to the transmitter. And the length of time it takes for it to reach, it calculates the speed and distance. But this radar, as I said, that 3D, this radar gives you height, speed, and it calculates also a target, what you call a firing solution, so that you can fire a missile or something to touch a target coming at you with an intercept course. And that's why the electronic system in this radar is so sophisticated. And it does that in one sweep. conventional radars before, or the older radars or the older models you would have to take a couple sweeps. This in one sweep it collects that. Radar waves propagate at the speed of light. So it's active, as I said, it goes out, the radio wave goes out, it listens and comes back. So the time between sending the wave out and coming back in is a couple nanoseconds, right? So this is a very sophisticated piece of equipment. I'm going to bring something into the picture, gentlemen, the panel. If we are to believe what the Prime Minister is saying, that Trinidad and Tobago is not, Tobago itself is much more safe against drug interdiction. Why haven't the United States deployed these radars across the Mexican border and the east and west coast to stop drugs from coming into their country? That's a question that has to be answered. Because you are telling me that Tobago is so well protected now. And if the US has it, why are they not using it in their own borders, in their own country? And next thing, to show that this radar is air targets, the way the radar is oriented. The radar head itself is oriented up. So the picture goes up. And people are saying, or they're using the semantics that it's a ground, they use because it's a ground task-oriented radar. The ground aspect of the radar, what they're talking about, it is to detect artillery that is fired, or missiles that are coming from a ground battalion or a ground base. So you have an artillery base or a ground base, but that artillery, in order to hit you where you are, it travels in a parabolic effect, right? Like a bullet. So it goes up and then comes down. A ship stays on the horizon. A ship stays on the sea. It doesn't go up or down. So that radar can't see. So if the radar is to really see marine targets, it has to be high. So it has to be high up, and the beam needs to be focusing down onto the horizon and going that way. If there's a hill between a radar that is facing this way, you can't see what is behind the hill if the ship is behind here. So that's why marine radars for marine targets are normally placed at a high elevation to look down into the coast and look up. Ground radar here, air surveillance, the missile comes or the artillery comes over the hill and you see it while it comes into this arc, but you don't see what is behind. Yeah. So there's so many things there that I've asked. And so there's so many questions asked about this radar. And you can see just from that video that this is not a marine radar. This is for air defense and this is for tracking air targets and the range and capability of this radar. So I just touched a little bit.
Is it that we have marine radars that are dealing with the issue of whatever marine vessels that we want to track?
Oh, so yes, sir. So you've been hearing previous administrations before all talking about our 360-degree radar coverage around Trinidad and Tobago. So Trinidad and Tobago has a Israeli radar, sophisticated Israeli radar for that. That is was part of the Israelis' Iron Dome system that they use on the Gaza to track vessels coming in. And that system is what Trinidad and Tobago has right now, presently, and it had for a couple of years. The question was asked to me when I said that, because I was in charge. So I was in charge of the National Coastal Radar Surveillance Center. And the radar there is so sensitive, they can track and distinguish flocks of birds flying on the surface of the ocean. That's the capability we have. Now the Prime Minister says that they are replacing that system. I didn't hear anyway. I only heard that yesterday from her statement that they are looking to replace the radar system. But you're replacing the radar system with an airborne system? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. But yesterday, Mr. Commander Dindial, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, I saw on a news clip where he said that they are going to be targeting land, doing land targets, because it's easier and he knows exactly where they are in terms of the narco traffickers and so on. How do you make out that a statement like that? Because up to yesterday he said that.
Well, that is going into the geopolitical realm of what the US has against Venezuela. Now, if the President of the United States has said that he's going to target land targets, are we becoming an actor if we have that radar here and aiding and abetting in those strikes? That's the critical question.
You know, connected to that, there was a request a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a month by now, of the Grenadian government to install a radar. Is it not the same radar? I know yesterday, and know when they said that some of the people in our comment section were saying that they think it's the same radar. Is it? Would you have any information on that?
I don't have any positive information that it's the exact same radar. Then, we have to be, you're a lawyer, so you know what they will say. It is the model numbers, it was changed by this model is 01 and that model is 02, so it's not the same radar. So you're a lawyer, so you know exactly how that goes. But as for type, it may have been the same type of radar. But the Grenadians would have looked at, if that package comes into their airspace on their territory, it comes with a certain amount of commitment. So I did a video and I showed people that, this radar, while it's moving and being transported, it has to be protected. It's a $50 million piece of asset. Apart from the assets, the value of the asset, the technology that is there. You don't want your technology getting in the hands of the enemy. So you have to protect your technology that is there, because you have systems inside there that jack in, plug to play, systems that you wouldn't want, and your data is coded. So you have that with there. So you have to protect your asset while it's being moved. And one of the ways that you protect this asset while it's being moved is with manpads. And people saying that, what is Commander Dindial talking about these manpads, which is the mobile portable air defense system. And that's what it is. It is a missile system that is mobile, that a man carries on his shoulder. And it can be moved. It's very, very mobile, and you can hide it. So you don't have to come out and show the people. So the people in Trinidad and Tobago will not see this system that is coming with. So it's akin to, you have your bodyguard with you, and your bodyguard has his firearm, but it's concealed. So they have their concealed weaponry with them. When it is established and put in place, and you go on to more missions, and it becomes labor intensive, then you will put in your what you call your automatic systems, where you will see your Patriot missiles coming in. You would see actually a missile battery being placed somewhere, but it will be mobile. So those things have to come, So we are being sensitized, but don't be fooled that radar is just here without protection. Nobody protected. Nobody's going to send a 50 million asset and protect it alone. The other thing is that
wait. Earlier you said that that the Prime Minister would have said that they're replacing the Israeli system, and you weren't sure whether she meant they were replacing it with this radar system, because this is more focused on air. Right.
Yes.
But if they gifted let's go down the road that it was gifted to Trinidad and Tobago, does that mean that Trinidad and Tobago then has to commit resources to defending it?
Well, at present, we don't have those resources. So we don't have the resources to defend a system like that. And if it is gifted to us, training will have to be done. Training and maintenance, that comes with a cost. So you're going to train, and then if you're gifting it, when are you going to hand it over? What time you're going to hand it over? And you're gifting it, so is it gifted here right now in order for us to be trained to use it in order for air defense? But we don't have anything for air defense or air threats. So it doesn't make sense. You're putting something in place that we have no capability for.
Well, the next question begs, couldn't this have remained on one of their huge ships out there if it is here to prevent the narco traffickers and so on? Couldn't it have remained on a ship?
So we already established that fact that, listen, this is not about narco trafficking. It is not about seeing vessels. You cannot see vessels with this radar, right? It may pick up something, but it is not designed for that. That is not what it is designed for vessel tracking. Each ship that is out there have their own intricate radar system with them, or their radar system that is endemic to the ship itself. One for threat assessment, one for defense, and one for target acquisition. So the ships can do that. They can, but what this radar do is a forward. When you have a forward base, it extends your leap and your coverage. So ships right now cannot go into Venezuelan waters. right? They can't go because they have to stay out. They have to stay outside 12 mile territorial sea. In order to see further, once you're closer, you see better. Your imagery is enhanced.
Right.
So, and it extends your reach. So you have a sensor that is not so close to you, or where you have a sensor that is forward looking. So it increases your reach, it increases where you can see. So you have a forward sensor, and it's more sensitive because its range where it is placed. Because if I am at, let's say I'm 400 miles off the coast of Venezuela, if I have to push to look at a target that is 400 miles, the amount of energy that you're going to use on the radar pulse to get to 400 miles is a lot. And then the picture coming back has to be attenuated and distorted. If I have a radar feed, which is somewhere in between, it extends my range. So my 400 mile range now is added. So I have a radar feed somewhere in between 200 miles, and then that other radar has 400 miles. I've now extended my range by 4 by 2, which is 600 miles rather than.
You know why I'm happy you explained that again, Commander Dindial, based on the comments of the President of the United States yesterday, that now we know exactly where they are. So we are going to be doing the land targets.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's
where I was trying to tie it in.
Critical piece of infrastructure. But we have been saying that no, it's not for that. It is for marine targets and narco-terrorism. Go fast boats.
Yeah. So basically, this is a long haul operation.
Well, it is a long haul operation until the Americans complete their mission, whatever their mission is, their final goal. So that is what it's about.
Let me ask you a question, right? You military background, military trained, and that sort of thing.
Yes, sir.
And I know I'm just using that, right? But I hear people talking about, as okay, this is not for that. But as a government or a head of a department, is it expected that the government will come out and say exactly what the people are asking them to say? What it is do you think that the government should be saying at this point in time?
Well, as a responsible government and accountable to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, and you don't want the people of Trinidad and Tobago to be living in fear and in a crisis situation, and you're seeing the tension that is taking place, proper and truthful communication is required. You may not have to tell them everything, but you can tell them that, listen, this is the radar is there, and this is what the radar is for. Because you have people now telling you that you're lying. So your credibility has been undermined. So your future communications to the public will always be looked at as you're not telling the truth. And you don't want a government that is not fair and not open and doesn't have the trust of the public. I don't know how you all feel about the communications coming forward.
No, the communications, I agree, it has been good, but I'm just trying to zero in a radar of this particular magnitude, as you are saying, you are putting it here, and capabilities and what it is, and what you feel it is supposed to do. Would any command base, any head, any security individual really tell you that we put in this radar here because of we are in collusion, or whatever is the case, to do this? Is that a realistic expectation?
You will not get that from active military personnel, because they have a mission to work with, and they will keep their information that it's secret. So active military personnel will not say what is going on. But there's a duty of care by the government of Trinidad and Tobago to let the public know. There's a duty of care. That's clear and simple. The thing about it is that you, based on what you're doing, if you're doing the wrong thing internationally and you don't want to tell the public, you're hiding, and the public doesn't want to be part of that. So you will not come out and tell the public if you're hiding, if you're going against international. And we saw what came out just the other day, that the Secretary of War may have to face some charges with the strikes that went off the coast of Trinidad and Tobago, and we may have been complicit in it because we said, our comments were kill them all, also kill them violently. So we are supporting, and internationally, if you're supporting something wrong, you will not come out and say that because you'll be condemned. All of us will be condemning it, and we'll be calling for your removal. I have been faced with comments, gentlemen, that this commander, he's a horse riding commander, and this commander don't have any sort of combat ability, and I have served in conflict zones, and I wouldn't. That's all I would say. But what I have to tell people, I do not want to be engaged in any war. War is not anything nice. Yeah. Nobody wants to be in that, and people are asking, you need to speak up. War is nothing nice, gentlemen. We don't want to go there.
Yeah. Is it that Trinidad and Tobago is moving? What is your sense in terms of the signals that you're seeing, including the radar and the positioning of that radar? Is it that we are becoming more and more a repository and possible base for whatever the Americans are planning to do with regard to Venezuela? And if so, does that increase our chances of being a target?
All right. So no doubt about it, we are now a legitimate target. By placing that radar head there, we are now an accomplice to a belligerent actor in this theater. So we are a legitimate target right now because we are helping them see, or we may help them strike into Venezuela. So we are target. So we're not going to dance around that. Plain and simple, we made us a target. What comes to light now is that if this radar we do not, as Trinidad and Tobago, have the capabilities to use this radar. It is not for us. Then who is it for? If you are saying it is for us, then you have to train us. Then you have to give us the ancillary equipment that comes with it, which is a missile battery. If a missile battery comes into Trinidad and Tobago, it means that you have to give the U.S. personnel a place to store their equipment. So you see how it is following. So you're following along there. You're going to get a base, and then there's how long will it take for the transfer of technology if they are training our personnel to use it, and will they trust our personnel also to use it on their behalf? And if there's some sort of arrangement that the data carried by this radar system will be always given to the United States Southern Command. So there's a permanent data sharing arrangement with this radar stationed in our territory. So there's a lot of questions to ask. Dr. Rago, you would understand that the Treaty of Chaguaramas hasn't been fully finished, finalized. So when you look at that aspect, there's also mechanisms for them to come back in and take bases in Trinidad and Tobago. A lot of people haven't seen that. They figure that, hey, Chaguaramas is just there, but has that been finalized?
Yeah,
that's a question. That's the question.
They still have the possibility that they could. So is it then that you see from a military perspective that the U.S. presence in Trinidad is going to be long-term, regardless of whatever happens?
Yes, sir. The footprint is there. Let me point you to what is going around. Where was the country club? What's the country club supposed to be right now?
Well, it's going to be the U.S. Embassy. And
U.S. embassies around the world, this is the only U.S. embassy, they don't give you the subsoil. In Trinidad and Tobago, they have already given you the subsoil. So the soil underneath the embassy, the ground, belongs to the United States. So whatever bunker or whatever armory or whatever they be placing there, we have no idea.
And it's clear that they are doing something of that nature.
Of course, sir.
Yes, I passed there regularly.
How you know? You just made a statement there about how U.S. embassies around the world are not usually given the subsoil.
No, they have, but around the world they negotiate that the subsoil is theirs.
Oh, so it's usual.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that was an exception.
No. That's how the US operate. Yeah, that's how they operate. And the airspace above the embassy itself.
Yeah. Yeah, I will gather that. Well,
restricted zones and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of, I always found it kind of symbolically maybe relevant that it's right opposite the Chinese embassy. And the Chinese embassy is a spectacular, of course, compound. So you feel like the Americans are going to say, oh, you think you're spectacular, wait till we finish.
Yes.
Well, they're literally obliquely opposite one another now.
That's what I'm saying. They're right opposite each other. So
And then pointing all their listening devices at each other and stuff like that. and the ambassador's house, you know where the ambassador's house is, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Just a couple hundred yards away. And then you have also the camp that is right, the military, the Trinidad and Tobago military camp. And a lot of people probably are not aware. When our embassy is here, they always have a Marine Expeditionary Force station close by, Marine House, with a quick reaction team to get to their embassy.
Yeah. Do you, in terms of the standoff that's currently taking place, do you think that it will eventually get to the point of some sort of attack from the Americans on the Venezuelan land, or do you think that it because there's a lot of talking still going on right now, I assume behind the scenes, and do you think that is going to mitigate any actual, because of the excessive show of force?
So because of the excessive show of force, Mr. Trump is a kind of guy that is not going to put his tail between his legs and run back home and let Maduro dance around and say, look, I won and I sent him home. So it will all depend on what Maduro does. So I think it hinges on Maduro, and if Maduro is adamant to stand his ground against the U.S. Determination of removing him as the leader of Venezuela. So right now it's it's his hands. If he decides not to, the action that we are going to is there's going to be a strike. There's going to be a strike. But it's Maduro's call.
I suspect you're very right about that.
Yeah, but I don't. That's why we're going to have to leave it this morning, Commander Dindial, because of course time is upon us and we have to get to our 8 o'clock news. But thank you so much for your insight and sharing your insight with us this morning.
Yeah.
Right. I hope I help the public understand a bit more. I try to make it a little simple, and so that you can understand what a radar is and how it works, so that you don't get confused by people using semantics and saying that this radar is for that. And I want to leave you all with that question that if this radar is so good at helping and keeping you safe against drug smugglers, why hasn't the US deployed it around their borders?
It's a good question. Thank you so much, Commander Dindial.
Thank you so much.
Take care. All right. Of course, that was former Commander Dindial weighing in on the radar. We would have showed you that video a little earlier on of what the radar looks like and what are its capabilities. All right, so we go for the news, and when we come back, we'll close off today's show. It's still drizzling in Arima. Richard I imagine it's raining all over now.
Yeah. All right, so news is next.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on New Era TT Radio and Gael Caribbean TV. I'm Derek. Good day. Labor Minister Leroy Baptiste says trade unions must accept the consequences of the wage agreements they sign, arguing the Public Services Association took a political gamble with the UNC, and it paid off with last week's 10% wage deal. He defended Minister in the Ministry of Public Utilities Clyde Elder, who has been criticized for saying unions that accepted the former PNM government's 4% offer should not expect the same increase now. Baptiste said the PSA held out for years, operating on 2013 salaries, while unions that accepted 4% already benefited from updated pay. He stressed the government has no legal obligation to renegotiate settled agreements unless the finance minister chooses to. But TTUTA President Crystal Ash called Elder's remarks unfortunate, saying unions should never be rewarded or punished based on political alignment. TTUTA is still waiting for confirmation on when its negotiated 5% increase and back pay will be issued, saying both the education and finance ministries have yet to provide direction. Meanwhile, NETT has finally settled its long-outstanding collective agreement with the Public Services Association, covering the period January 1, 2014 to December 31, 2016, nearly a decade overdue. The agreement provides a 5% wage increase and $5.6 million in accumulated back pay, benefiting 57 employees in total. That includes 28 people who are still with the company and 29 former workers. In a statement, NETT said the settlement acknowledges the dedication of its workforce and marks an important milestone in rebuilding strong industrial relations. The company said it remains committed to fairness, transparency, and fostering a collaborative environment with the PSA. NETT also thanked the PSA for its cooperation during negotiations and said it intends to continue aligning with the government's commitment to workers as it pursues its goal of becoming the region's leading project and procurement management agency. Serious concerns were raised in Parliament after it was revealed that $80 million worth of drugs for the public health system sat in storage for 10 years and expired without ever being used. The issue was highlighted during a meeting of the Public Administration and Appropriations Committee, where officials stressed the need for stronger oversight and better management of medical supplies. Chief Chemist Hazmath Ali said due diligence is essential to protect public safety, while Independent Senator Dr. Marlene Atz questioned how such a massive loss could occur, calling it evidence of systemic inefficiency. Ali explained that another entity responsible for procurement and storage allowed the drugs to accumulate. Health officials said digitizing inventory systems is helping improve tracking and reduce waste, with updated systems now in place at major RHAs. However, insiders say forecasting shortages, staffing gaps, and slow approval processes continue to contribute to excess stock and expired supplies. A 48-year-old Diego Martin man has been charged with 3 counts of threats to kill and 4 counts of misuse of an electronic device, after police traced a series of death threats posted on opposition Senator Dr. Amory Brown's Facebook page. The threats, made between November 8th and 9th, targeted Brown and his children, including a message saying he would be shot in public. Brown described the incident as the most serious threat he has faced in his political career and reported it to police. The suspect later surrendered at the West End police station and was charged. Police also examined 2 social media profiles linked to him. The case comes amid heightened concern over online political threats, following the recent detention of a Diego Martin woman accused of urging violence against Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar. The accused man is expected to appear before a magistrate this week. In the region, Caribbean Airlines is making major cuts to its regional network, announcing that all flights to Tortola and San Juan will end on January 10, 2026. The move is part of CAL's network optimization program, which the airline says followed a full review of route performance. Affected passengers will receive refunds. CAL will also scale back its Barbados hub from February, shifting aircraft and crew to Trinidad while keeping links across the northern and eastern Caribbean. Acting CEO Nirmala Ramai says the restructuring is necessary to improve reliability and long-term sustainability. The changes come as CAL faces scrutiny over years of overdue audits. Its 2016 accounts were submitted nearly 9 years late, showing a $695 million loss and major gaps in documentation. Audited statements from 2017 to 2024 are still outstanding. The announcement follows several recent high-level resignations as the airline moves into a new phase of internal review and reform. Internationally, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says he did not personally see survivors before a deadly follow-up strike on a suspected drug boat in the Caribbean on September 2nd. reports say 2 men were seen clinging to the burning vessel after the first strike, but a second strike was ordered, killing them. The incident has raised concerns in Washington about possible violations of international law. Hegseth blamed the fog of war, saying he watched the first strike live, but moved on to another meeting and only learned of the second strike hours later. The White House says the order was given by Admiral Frank Bradley, who is expected to face questioning on Capitol Hill this week. Lawmakers from both parties have called for full oversight, as more than 80 people have been killed in similar U.S. strikes across the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific since September. Experts say intentionally targeting wounded combatants would violate the Geneva Convention. And that's news at this time.
That was News Now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Ho, ho, ho! This Christmas, small businesses, this one's just for you. Get your brand, your product, your business in front of thousands every single day on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio, and Gael Caribbean TV. And here's the gift you've been waiting for. Radio and television advertising has never been more affordable anywhere else. We are talking unbelievable, real rates. Prices no one else can offer you for primetime slots that put your business right where your customers are watching and listening. So, call us today at 299-5156 and turn your Christmas into real results and real profits with affordable advertising so you too can say Merry Christmas.
What really going on in here, boy? Listen, it's Christmas, not carnival. Take that hat off, boy. Oh, boy. Oh my God. Hello, experience. All you need this because all you're red off key. What's really going on in? What are you doing? What are you? Listen, you're supposed to be decorating the tree. The tree, not her. Come on, people, get yourselves together. What are you doing? We have a show at Central Bank Auditorium on December the 7th at 6:30 p.m. And this is what you're doing? Come on, get yourselves together. Uncle Rody, you sleeping?
No.
You in the show too? Get up. Do something. Come on, people. This is the show to end the year. Christmas is in the air. Yes!
Christmas, Christmas, Christmas! Christmas, Christmas, Christmas! Christmas, Christmas, Christmas!
Christmas, calamity, confusion, and carols.
Don't
Christmas, Christmas, Christmas! Christmas, Christmas, Christmas! Christmas, Christmas, Christmas! All right. Everybody back to work.
Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, your one-stop auto repair shop, located at number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair, right opposite the brewery on the Eastern Main Road. Yes, we do it all. Repairs to all makes and models, from your everyday sedan to SUVs, light trucks, pickups, and panel vans. We're also the sole distributors of Davantry tires, certified VTS inspection station, plus a wide range of services: oil change, front end and suspension repairs, tune-ups, tire alignment, batteries, electrical work, radiator and cooling system, AC repairs, and accessories galore. We offer pickup and drop-off service too. Call us today at 662-6545 or 662-6572. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Charm Flair Auto Services Limited, number 1 Industrial Lane, Charm Flair. We do it all.
It's Christmas. Can't do it without black cake, homemade bread, sweet bread, pone, pastel, and punchacram. Get it at Val's Kitchen in Dabadi. To place your order, call 758-0148. Yes, delivery can be arranged. Val's Kitchen, Dabadi.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rum Box. Drinking out of the box.
Looking for pet supplies that wouldn't bite? Visit Bow Wow Supply Limited, your friendly family-owned pet store at the corner of Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trinidad City.
We offer fabulous prices,
great service, and a wide range of foods, treats, toys, grooming products, and accessories. Everything your pet needs in one place. We are open Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sundays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Coming today, Bow Wow Supply Limited, Cane Farm Avenue and 5th Street West, Cane Farm, Trinidad City. Your pet's friendly place. Call us at 640-7184.
Christmas is coming and theater is going. You don't need far to watch Corn. It's down to one final performance. The #1 comedy of 2025 is coming to an end. One show only. Saturday the 6th of December at 8:30 p.m. at Sapper. Tickets available at K-Squared Fashion, C3 Center and Brentwood Mall. And at Friends of Marabella by the Roundabout. Tickets are also available at the Sapper box office for 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Don't miss the #1 play of 2025. You don't need foul to watch Corn. Don't miss it. Of course, your don't leave foul to watch Corn is on this weekend, just one night only on Saturday night at 8:30 p.m. at Sapper in San Fernando. That's where we close the show and close theater for 2025. It's our final performance of your don't leave foul to watch Corn this Saturday at 8:30 p.m. at Sapper. The box office at Sapper opens from 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Get your tickets there. You can also get your tickets at K-Squared Fashions and C3 Center, K-Squared Fashions in Brentwood Mall, and Friends of Marabella by the Roundabout. And you can also purchase tickets online at RSRR Productions Theater on, of course, social media, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. You can buy your tickets online, and there is information on how to accomplish that. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be a fantastic show this Saturday. One show only, people. There is no show on the Sunday. One show only on Saturday at 8:30 p.m. at Sapper as we say goodbye to Theater 2025. Do not miss this show. Trust me, it is excellent. Of course, this is our final closing off minutes. Wendell, you have something to say? You look like you have something.
I missed a birthday. Today is actually the birthday of Fitzgerald Hines, former minister, former MP. Today is
happy birthday to Fitzgerald Hines.
Yeah, and I think it's Alison Barton. Alison is today or birthday or tomorrow. I'll find out. Anyway, happy birthday to anyone else who's celebrating a birthday today. All right. What did
enjoy your birthday.
Yeah. Today looks like it's going to be a rainy day.
There is a yellow alert on it, I think.
It is. Okay, I missed that. I missed that then.
I think there's a yellow alert on.
So be careful on the roads out there. Be careful. Take your umbrellas, and it's going to be a trafficy day. That's all. You just know when it has rain, it's going to be a trafficy day.
For sure. Of course, New Era TT Radio continues on newerattradio.com and New Era TT Radio on TuneIn. So you can also continue to listen to the excellent programming throughout the day. This is where we wrap it up on this Wednesday morning. The Breakfast Show signing off. Have a fantastic day, whatever you do. And remember to smile and laugh. It's great for your health.
Yep, folks, have an absolutely wonderful day. Remember to let go and let God. And remember, there's only one life. You've got to live it.
Absolutely.
This
has been The Breakfast Show.
Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line, let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Good vibes rolling through the air. The Breakfast Show.